Dunk dunk.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't want to get crossed up. Watch that. Yeah.
It's way worse.
It's always been a goal of mine, a dream of mine to be able to participate in USA basketball. I'm excited about the opportunity. It's a blessing from God to just be able to be around such great players, the top players in the world, and just to put on USA shirt, USA jersey, and to potentially represent your countries. I'm happy to be here.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for all of you to be here. Some of us have a relationship that goes back a few years.
When you think back to the 2004 Olympics where we finished third in Athens, Greece, it was pretty apparent we had some work to do in terms of bringing back USA basketball. And this was an opportunity for us to really make a major change. We're 88-1 since that time, and it was all great, but it's also yesterday's news. Pop was the guy I wanted to replace Coach K when it was his time, and it's been a seamless transition.
Mike's up! Having Pop as a new coach brought a lot of energy into the building. Everybody's really excited to have him here. I know he's excited and also scared to, fill the shoes in that, Coach K has left behind. I think all the guys that came here really done a good job of, sacrificing these couple of days just to be here and be in the same gym as everybody.
Getting iced up.
Yeah, getting a little ice bag over here. How you feeling?
Great. If you're good, I'm good.
You're good, I'm great.
See those hands?
Woo. Great job, Carl!
It's been a fantastic success for the last 12 years, World Championships and Olympic Games. But it doesn't mean that it's going to continue to follow if we don't do the same thing. It's our job to keep it going. It's not going to just happen. We have to understand that. So we can't have complacency. We have to continue to respect our opponents. And that's what we've done for 12 years.
It gives you a feel as a kid when you learn from your coach. He's still teaching. He's still teaching us the fundamentals and what we need to, just daily reminders of what we need to do to be successful out there, small things. And as pros, sometimes we forget about that. So it's good to kind of get back to the basics.
I dunked on one of y'all teammates with the left.
This is kind of the evolution of USA basketball and how it ultimately transcends naturally based upon the different personalities that we have over the few years that we're in FIBA play.
Thank you for taking your time. You need to go back to your teams. Good luck to everybody during the season. But understand this is a level beyond our individual teams. When you guys get here next summer, that's what we're talking about.
Unbelievable experience, man. It's a blessing to be here. USA basketball, one of the most prestigious events. I'm glad to be a part of it.
USA Basketball Vegas. Shout out to everybody who came out. Swag.
Of course, we got swag. USA basketball, the transition going from Coach K to now Pop. So we see Pop out there. He has a brand new player in DeMar DeRozan. Talk about this honeymoon period and things that maybe transpire between the two.
Well, I think the honeymoon period is going to get better and better. And the reason I say that, Ro, is once the emotions subside, you understand that this is still a business and what you gave to Toronto is never going to be forgotten. Now, as you turn the page, you get a chance to be around Pop every day, and he will figure out your skill set to put into what we call the system. We know the Spurs shoot more three-pointers nowadays, but we know DeMar DeRozan is still the mid-range assassin. So I look for him to still play his game, but mixing a few threes. We saw this past year in Toronto, he shot the corner three more. I'm sure Pop will use that as well. Somebody who we've seen go all over the place in the past year and a half, Isaiah Thomas. We saw the run that he had in the postseason. 53 points one game, was mentioned in the MVP conversation. Thought he was going to have the Brinks truck back it up. Now, all of a sudden, the Brinks truck caught a flat tire in Denver. Yes, it did. And it's amazing because this guy was looking at $100 million in the MVP hunt just 2 years ago in the Eastern Conference Final. Yes, the injury comes along, and now signs a little over a $2 million contract with Denver. Denver, but still gets the invitation to be out there at USAB basketball, which I think is huge for his confidence to continue to play the NBA.
No doubt about it. Of course, he visited a lot of different teams, played for a lot of teams, the Lakers, Cavs, ended up now with Denver. It's going to be interesting to see if he'll have an opportunity to earn that big money again.
Well, I think the biggest thing for him now is being healthy. We know he can score the basketball. We know he's a good team leader. We know all the great things he did in Boston before he left. But if you're not 100%, how can you go out there and be that player we know you can be? So get healthy, go out there and play hard and see what you can help Denver get more victories.
Definitely looking forward to seeing IT go out there and get those buckets next season. But someone who gets buckets during the season right now is Diana Taurasi. Now, the Phoenix Mercury, they've lost 6 of the last 7. What will possibly happen tonight in the desert?
Let's take advantage of this opportunity to do something historic, and that is to enter into the first commercial partnership between a gaming establishment and the NBA.
Adam Silver continuing to be at the forefront, always setting trends, announced Tuesday that the NBA will be the first U.S. sports league to partner with the sports betting operator as they join forces with MGM Resorts for a multi-year agreement on sports gaming. Here is the forward-thinking commissioner with more.
What this relationship entails is access to official data for the many casinos that MGM operates. It's the use of the NBA's intellectual property, and as we've discussed before, we're very focused on integrity provisions to protect our fans, to protect those who choose to engage and bet on the NBA.
What is so meaningful to me and to MGM about this relationship is the cultural alignment between the NBA and MGM. The foremost mission to maintain and preserve the integrity of the game, the fan experience for the NBA fans, in fact, help catapult further the global presence of the NBA.
The only thing that is exclusive about this deal is the designation, the official gaming partner of the NBA. And I will say Jim very well understood, and he was someone who used to run the American Gaming Association, and that, of course, he has both sort of competitors and friends, and there's a common interest in the entire industry in ensuring that there be an experience, one of integrity. So Jim well understood that we also would be in the business of licensing our intellectual property, specifically our real-time data feed to other casinos as well.
Wow, big things happening in NBA. Of course, it's the best 30 minutes of your day about to take place. Ro Parrish, along with Mr. Shooter's Paradise, 3DZ, Dennis Scott. Now, when we were out in Vegas at Summer League, we noticed all the signage, MGM Resorts, NBA Summer League. We was like Arsenio Hall, things that make you go, Okay. Your thoughts?
Well, once again, Adam Silver being one of the best in the business, being forward-thinking, trying to take our league to the next level. But when you use the word integrity, it makes some of the fans question the move. But you're looking to the future. I think guys understand that this is what the league's all about, and Adam's always trying to take the league to the next level. I'm happy for it.
Definitely taking the league to the next level. One of those franchises, the Lakers, announced that they will be wearing new uniforms this season, a throwback to those worn before the year 2000. At that time, LeBron James was just entering high school after a strenuous and complicated path through elementary and middle school. Earlier this week, the LeBron James Family Foundation and the Akron school system opened the I Promise School to give Akron kids an opportunity that he didn't have.
I got to tell you, I walked through. I am impressed. Everybody's impressed. This is a great thing you're doing. What do you want to happen? What do you want this to go from here?
What I want to happen, every kid that walked through those doors, every kid, you know, from the 240 kids that we're starting with right now, 3rd and 4th grade, to the, you know, to 2022, where we're going to have 1st through 8th grade. Yeah. We want every kid that walked through this school to be inspired, to come away with something, something where they can give back. And it doesn't matter. It could be anything, but it's for kids in general, all they want to know is that someone cares. Yeah. And when they walk through that door, I hope they know that someone cares.
There's been something has changed in you over the last year or two. Is it what's going on in the country racially? Is it politically?
I think it's a little bit of everything. You know, I think it starts with the Trayvon Martin, you know, situation. You know, and And the reason it starts with that, I believe, is because, you know, having kids of my own, having boys of my own, it hit home for me to see and to learn their story and to think that, you know, if my boy left home and he never returned,
right?
You know, that kind of hit a switch. Right. That kind of hit a switch for me, and from that point on, I knew that my voice and my platform had to be used for more than just sport. I actually did an interview with one of my third graders, that's in Teen Vogue, and one of the questions was, when you were a kid growing up in Akron, Ohio, and so many things were happening, gun violence and drugs and things were going on, and I come from a single parent household as well. What stopped you from going the other way? And I look out in the crowd and I see a lot of my childhood friends. They're the reason that kind of stopped me from going the other way. You know, having kids around my same age and we having the same goals at mine really stopped me from going the other way. And that's what we want to create here at this school. You know, school is definitely about learning, about strengthening your mind, but more importantly, it's about the friendship that you can create every single day. Being around the same kids and y'all get to learn each other and y'all get to be with one another every single day. Because I feel like that it just builds so much. It builds so much character that will last forever. These kids are our future, and they have dreams that's bigger and greater than the city of Akron, than the state of Ohio, than the United States of America. So in closing, thank you so much. I love you too, man. I really do. I really do. And no matter if I'm playing in Los Angeles or not, Akron, Ohio is always home for me. Always. So, Mom, I think it's time to raise the I Promise flag. It's on you, Mother.
That's major right there. Of course, LeBron James not the first to give back academically. Our own Steve Smith has done a number of good things. David Robinson, Jalen Rose have also had academies. But this right here is very significant. This could be arguably LeBron's biggest achievement off the court. What are your thoughts?
It really is, Ro, because like LeBron stated, and like we all know his story so well, coming straight out of high school and the single parent and seeing his mom there being a part of this movement and keeping his word. If you go back to his rookie year, he said he wanted to give back to his community, he wanted to change Akron the best he could, and the best he could do that was being hands-on. And a lot of today's superstars, they try to be hands-on and try to figure out a way, how can I make my impact be real? So now this school is there. It's not moving for years to come, and I'm sure there will be other schools that come down the road. So for a guy like LeBron, who's being pulled in so many different ways, so he's still putting in his work on the court, still being a great father to his kids, still being a great husband to his wife, but at the end of the day, never forgetting his community, never forgetting where he's coming from, and giving back to them and empowering them, so it's huge.
And this is also awesome because it sets a trend. Like you said, there will probably be a number of other schools to follow up because LeBron clearly, whether it's been on the court or off the court, he's been the one to set the trends in the current NBA setting.
And for him to understand that it's one thing to call you the king, but to live up to that moniker day in and day out, and as each year goes by in your career, you're figuring out different ways to continue to give back to empower mom along with the kids.
Yes,
that's pretty important. You gotta understand
huge.
that it's one thing to talk to the kids, but I say it all the time too. We have to empower those single moms, those single dads, so they understand we care about them as well, because you have to make sure you continue to speak that message that we're bringing in when we leave.
Awesome. I mean, free tuition, uniforms, bicycles, and helmet, transportation within 2 miles, breakfast, lunch. I give a big salute to King James for everything he's doing with the I Promise School. And it's also this big when you get a tweet from the former First Lady.
Awesome right there. Come on, man. LeBron, just keep doing what you're doing. When we see each other, it's like, man, I don't know how you stay so focused because so much is coming at you. So for all you LeBron James haters on the court, I hope you can understand off the court and respect what he's doing for the future.
No question about it. Props due. Well, there's a streak on the line in the WNBA that is Miss Della Don making things happen. Are these going to be some dreams or will it be nightmares? More game time coming up.